We're going to take a look at requiring a user to complete a form before contacting a database item owner. As you can see on the screen at the moment, I've highlighted it. However, I'm not on edit settings at the moment. Before we get started with this, we need to create a database which we will require the user to fill in to contact the database owner. So add new, and we'll just set up a database. Message database, and it's going to be a database. I'm not going to bother with any of these other settings except email contact. And I'm going to say that this database can be contact related to another database or stored search result. Here I'm just going to amend this link text. Write to person who sent the message. I'm not going to add anything else for the moment, and I'm just going to create that database. So that's done, and we have a shortcode here, and we're going to create a page and add that shortcode. So let's copy the shortcode, add new page, message to database owner, add a shortcode, paste it in there, get rid of those new lines. Now we'll publish that. Let's have a look at this page. Okay, there's no fields yet, and it's asking us to add our own email. You can see why it's asking us that if you look at the videos on access control. But here what we want to do is we want to force the user to connect to the database, which is the most secure form of using databases with Dataflex Link. To do that, we need to go to the access control for the database. So let's do that. All databases. Let's edit 57, and we're going to edit the access control settings, and we're going to say to add items it's going to be private, and we'll save that. Let's have a look at that page again. So this time we get told we need to create a padlock and unlock it. Let's exit that for the moment, and let's add a field that we want the user to fill in before they contact the database item owner. Let's go back to the database, and we're going to add a text area field. And we're just going to required, allow special characters, and we'll write initial contact message. We'll save that. We should now be able to see that text area. There we go, it's there. Right, so what we need to do now is we need to change the settings on our test database to require that this form is filled in when a user wants to contact the item owner. So let's go ahead and do that. The database ID is 30, so I'm just going to navigate to that from here. And let's go to the correct database setting, which will be under email contact. And we're going to say user must complete a specific database form first. And we'll select our form which we've just created. There we go. And we'll save this. And now I think we've got everything in place. So let's test it out. So let's refresh this page. Let's perform a search. And let's choose one of these. Let's open this in a new page. And we get this which says make contact with the person who posted this. Let's click on it. So it advises us that we need to complete a form to make contact, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And you can see we're redirected to our contact message form, and it says please fill in this form to make contact. However, we cannot complete this form unless we're connected, and our user is going to be andrew@test.com. And we'll get the padlock code for that. Should receive the email. Padlock code created. The padlock ID created is QSVB, so we need the code for QSVB. I'm going to go to my messages, And as you can see, Andrew at test.com has received this code for this ID. So we'll copy that code, get rid of this, and we'll paste it in here. Let's connect. And now if I submit this message, it should get sent to the item owner of the item we were just looking at. If you remember, I think it had a picture of a very old theatre seat in it. So let's send a message. Right, we're sending you a message about your football entry. Why is there a picture of an old cinema seat? ? We'll submit that. So I know the owner of that cinema seat item is test@test.com, and I've logged in as test@test.com somewhere else. So I'm going to grab that browser and get the message we've just received and paste the link to it into that browser. So here is that browser. And I'll show you the control so you can see who we are connected as. This is test@test.com. Now let's take a look at the email that's been sent to us by Dataflex Link. Here it is, to test@test.com. Someone would like to chat with you about this entry. They have sent you a message which you can see on the WordPress plugins tutorial app. So these are all settings which are on the receiving database settings. I'll just show you this quickly. So this is 30, and if we have a look at the email contact settings, we can see that text here. So let's copy this link and we'll paste it into our Microsoft Edge browser. And there we go. We can see the initial contact message. We're sending you a message about your football entry, etc., etc. And this is the message we've received on the email. We can take a look at our item and we can see it here. And we can respond. Remember, we are test@test.com. Let's be a bit blasé about why we've added that picture. And we'll send that message. And now contact has been made. Let's take a look at it in the email. Here it is. And we can see reply to person who sent the message, and we'll see those settings in our messaging database. So let's take a quick look at that. Don't remember the number of it, so I'm just going to click on all databases. 57. Let's take a look at the email contact settings. And we can see reply to person who sent the message.